Hey soul family, I'm Forest Soleil, tuning in from tropical paradise here in Costa Rica in my very beautiful hammock chair up on the yoga deck. It is nice to be with you all today. In this moment, I would love to talk about time, specifically past, present, and future, and dig into the concept that I invite you to explore, which is nothing exists beyond the present moment. The past doesn't exist and the future doesn't exist. Let's begin. So, for a long time, I struggled to understand this concept. And then I was able to hold and understand the concept that the future doesn't exist. But it was really challenging for me to understand that the past doesn't exist. And now I think I've got it. Let's dig in. So, all we have is the now, the ever-present now. What is now? Now is presence, full presence and awareness of what's going on within you and without you. Your internal world and your external world. What am I aware of in every moment? We have the 5 senses that we're aware of: seeing, tasting, smelling, hearing, touching. I believe we can also energetically feel. There's many things to be aware of. What's going on in my body? What am I seeing? What are the different things that I'm conscious of in this moment? And it's so easy that we have these distracting thoughts, this monkey mind, reptilian brain. We're thinking of what I've got to do later, my to-do list, maybe thinking of what is this person thinking about me? Different fears or anxieties might arise. Could be, reflecting about something in the past or daydreaming about something in the future. We might be just thinking of our cravings and needs that we have. Do you ever notice yourself just kind of zoning out? The present moment is when we're really in the here and now. Or as my very favorite teacher, Ram Dass, says, be here now. Be here now. So when we're living in the future is when we're visualizing or believing or just thinking about this future event or this future series of events or this future reality. And the thing about the future and why I'm saying that it doesn't exist is because even though we are creators and we're always creating our reality and we are all responsible for the reality that we're creating, there are so many different factors of how something could play out, and the likelihood that it's going to play out exactly as you imagine is slim to none. So I feel that people that have anxiety are living in the future, and people that have depression are living in the past. People that have anxiety are living in the future, people that have depression are living in the past. So I historically have struggled with anxiety, and I've come to realize now that all anxiety is an inability or resistance towards being in the present moment. There is no anxiety in the present moment. There's no anxiety in the present moment. We have the capacity to hold a pillar of light and to choose our responses and our thoughts and our sensations and feelings in all present moments, even the really challenging ones. So when we are having anxiety, we are projecting our own fears or insecurities onto our imagination of what we think may or may not happen in our perceived future. And the thing about the future is it depends on how we show up presently. So if you are really worried about the future and holding a lot of anxiety and not living your true potential in the present moment, then the future will look a lot more like what you're imagining. If you are really in your power and feeling amazing and releasing fears and doubts and insecurities and feeling your innate power and creation, and you're feeling balanced and grounded and secure and loved, then your future is going to look a lot more like that. So the present impacts the future. Our choices, our beliefs, our actions, they're all in the present and impacting the future. But our mind is imagining and projecting this made-up story of the future. So the future doesn't exist. Because when the future exists, it will be the present at that time. There is only now. And here's the trip about the past. So the past definitely does not exist. And you say, what? For sure it does. I lived this many years, I can recall certain memories. So here's the deal. The past is always changing based on who you are and who you choose to be and the perspectives you choose to hold now in the present. So the past doesn't exist because every time you look back to the past, you look at it with a different lens. We are always different. I'm different now. I'm different now. I'm different now. We're always growing. Even the ones of us that are resisting growth and change and transformation. Some are growing at different rates than others, but we are always growing. And so every time you look back on the past, you look at it with a different lens, at a different angle, with a different sense of awareness and consciousness. And so we never look at the past the same way twice. And also psychologically speaking, when you recall a memory, after you've recalled it once, you're not recalling the actual memory, you're recalling your memory of the last time you recalled the memory. That's what's going on in your brain. You're not recalling that time when you were 9, you're recalling that time a year ago when you last thought about that time when you were 9. So your capacity to recall your memory becomes diminished over time. And they see this all the time in court cases, where a victim is recalling their testimonial and they're thinking back to, or you have someone gets in a car accident and there were witnesses, and the witnesses are all expressing what they saw, and they're seeing different things of the same. They're saying the car was a different color, or the person was standing in a different place. And as they are hearing, they're being impacted by what they're hearing from others and changing their story. So it's very hard to accurately recall the past. So the past is always changing. So it's not, it doesn't exist. It's not like something that's anchored. The past is always changing. It's really an incredible concept. And I leave you with that to contemplate what that may mean for you. The past doesn't exist, and the future doesn't exist. There's nowhere to live but the now. And how might your past and your future be enhanced by living in the now? Being here now is the cure-all. May all beings be happy and free. Aho.